Hey, here we are again.
Yeah. Hello again. This is Bob Morin,
And Mary Ann Morin.
and this is the More Stuff Show.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
Yes?
I know you're all prepared.
No. Someday you're going to be prepared and
Well,
we'll have a whole
yeah.
other kind of show.
Well, then you have control of things. See, the last two shows we did,
Yes.
I have no preparation at all.
Oh. And now today you do.
No, but see, you interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was going to say.
The last two shows.
I have no preparation, okay? And I say, well, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to start the show, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And that way, it's a real show. It's a spontaneity, and it's real. It's nothing contrived or
Right.
made up. It's all real, sincere stuff.
That's the best.
I didn't prepare my thoughts of like make a lecture and
Yeah,
things,
right.
but and I didn't get a chance to be spontaneous about anything the last time.
Oh, well.
Because you presented a topic,
Okay.
you presented a topic and said, Bob, and you start talking about it. And I have to start talking about it too, whatever it is you planned.
That's because you're so good. You're just good that way. Okay, this time we're just going to let you present the topic. Let's do it.
You want me to just talk about anything?
Yeah, you're good at that.
Okay. Let's talk about politics.
Okay.
All right.
What about it?
No, I don't want to talk about politics.
Okay, cross that out.
We could talk about animals. What's your favorite animal?
Oh,
Well, you have a favorite animal?
no. Let me think. Favorite animal.
We have a cat, right?
Yes.
And do you like our cat?
Oh, yes, I guess so.
And his name.
I don't love it, but I like it.
Oh, who's that? I don't love him, but I like
Oh,
him.
I think it was Gomer Pyle.
Gomer
Was
Pyle.
it?
I don't know if any of you remember Gomer Pyle or
No.
not.
Okay.
But we have a cat. His name is Lucy.
Yeah, his name is Lucy, right?
His name is Lucy because when we first got the cat, we thought it was a female.
And Lucy seemed like a nice
And he
name.
looks like pretty much looks like a male now. It's a year later. And
So we're taking to calling him Lou, have we?
well, I don't call him anything.
You don't call him.
I giving an animal a name. I just haven't been into that. You got to make up a name. You can't give him a Christian name because that's a faux pas.
Oh.
To give an animal a Christian name,
Yeah,
I
you
call
wouldn't
it
call it John or
Charles or John or Wilbert. Wilbert.
Doesn't sound right to me.
I wouldn't go like Wilbert the pig.
Yes.
That's a faux pas because Christian names are kind of sacred. You're not supposed to do that. But you can call them like Fluffy, Spot. What was the cat's name in Dick and Jane? Was it Fluff? Puff.
Puff. Yes,
Puff.
it was. That sounds familiar.
All right. But anyway,
So what's your favorite animal then?
my favorite animal?
Yes.
Well, I'd like an animal that I don't have to take care of. Now, if I didn't have to take care of a golden retriever, I'd like to have a golden retriever. But you have to take care of a dog. You got to train it. You got to housebreak it. You got to play with it regularly. You got to play with a dog regularly. Otherwise, they forget who's boss, and they're not as friendly. So you got to play with the dog, and you got to feed them. You got to wash them.
Oh, yeah.
So I would now if I didn't have to do any of that, I'd love to have a golden retriever.
If you were a millionaire and could hire somebody to play with your dog.
But there's a downside too. To have a dog in the village,
Oh,
you can't let him out.
no.
You can't let him out to go play. Now, when I was a kid, I had a dog, Buster, a little white dog. I don't remember the breed. I don't think I knew about breeds in those days. I had a white dog named Buster,
Buster's a good name.
just like Buster Brown.
Yes.
Okay. You don't know Buster Brown. They're too young to know about Buster Brown. and his dog Ty.
That's my dog, yeah, but his name, dog's name wasn't Buster. That's the name of the kid.
The kid's
Okay.
name was Buster. Well,
Yes.
my dog's name was Buster.
Okay.
He was a
Good
white
name.
dog, and we lived in a suburb of New York City, and this was back in the 50s, and you just let the dog go.
Yeah, no more, thank God.
You could let him, in those days there weren't these leash laws. So my dog could go everywhere. He did. And there were dogs everywhere. Because I remember you had to be careful on where you stepped on the sidewalk in those days. Because there was no such thing as curbing the dog. In fact, when I saw that sign for the first time, curbing the dog, what does that mean, curb the dog?
All right.
No, curb the dog.
In your day, you didn't curb dogs.
The concept of curbing dogs and cleaning up your own mess. There are people now who follow their dogs with a little dustpan and a little broom,
Yes, a little thing.
and they follow their dogs around.
Sweep it up, yeah.
But I'm not used
I
to
think
that.
they have to.
Well, it's the law, yes, yes. But you know what? The story ended up with my dog.
Yes.
He started biting people.
Oh, that's not good.
Started biting people.
Not at all good.
So my mother said, "We've got to get rid of this dog." He never bit me, but he bit the mailman, bit my Aunt Yvonne.
Oh, no, that's,
I didn't like my Aunt Yvonne.
no.
My dog must
Buster
have.
didn't like
my,
Aunt
my
Yvonne
dog
either.
Buster must have sensed that.
Yes,
So he bit her.
yes. Get him. He's gonna help you out.
Oh, my poor auntie. You know what Aunt Yvonne did? She broke my trophies and made fun of it.
Oh,
I made
got a
I
trophy?
got a trophy at a baseball throw, the 4th of July baseball throw.
okay.
I got a trophy.
First, second, third place?
I think it was third place. Might have been second. It wasn't first place because I remember at the last minute some kid came in and he won. It might have been second place. It was second or third place, but it was a trophy.
Yes.
And then my Aunt Yvonne. I tell you about my Aunt Yvonne.
No.
She used to divorce men like marry and divorce
She
them
was a colorful
like the seasons.
character.
She had a different husband every season.
Huh.
So she was living with us in one time when she was in between husbands. She was living with
Wow,
us.
what
and
better time.
Yeah, and my mother took her in.
That's good.
Well, she was dusting one day and knocked over my trophy, broke it, and then laughed about it. So I was, that was just terrible. I don't know how
was.
old I was, 11
Oh,
years old.
11, because when I was 11, I also got a trophy for softball throw.
They used to have the recreation
Yes.
commission. We lived in the same town. But anyway, my dog bit her. Now,
So
yeah.
did you get rid of Aunt Yvonne or the dog?
we ended up, both had to leave.
Both had to go.
Both had to leave. 'Cause she found a new husband, went off.
Oh, lucky her. But Buster didn't have anybody, huh?
Buster didn't have any.
Buster
No, he
got
didn't
busted.
have anybody to champion him. And my voice said, "Mom, you can't get rid of it." She said, "You got it, because he's mean. He bites people. He doesn't bite me." So it didn't matter. It broke my heart
Yeah, that would
to
be.
give away my dog
Not
Buster.
only is the first thing traumatic, but the second thing is equally traumatic.
Okay.
That was our childhood days. Yeah, I think I still have my trophy in the trunk at home. It just lost its little tag.
What
that
did
said-
you get your trophy for? Was it running?
I had 2 trophies. One was for the 50-yard dash, which I won,
Whoa.
first place. And the other one was for throwing the baseball.
Baseball throw?
Softball throw.
A softball throw.
And that was the second place one.
Now, I don't understand why boys play baseball and girls play softball. I don't understand that.
Probably because boys eat more carrots. So they can see that little tiny baseball coming fast at them. It was silly. I don't know why that is either. Something to do with they didn't think girls could handle the...
Yeah, well, let's
Baseball.
talk about animals.
Back to the animals.
Let's talk about.
I lived in an apartment, and we were not allowed to have animals. So
Did you have a goldfish?
Many came and went. Came and went.
Down the toilet, right?
Down that
You know what those goldfish used to do? They used to float on the surface.
Not in my house.
They would float on the surface of the bowl. What a cool trick! But then they were stiff. They kind of arched themselves. They were arched. You know, whenever a fish is arched, they never were straight. You know, when the goldfish died, they don't die straight. They kind of die curved.
Well, you just have a lot of information about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know what killed them? If you feed them too much.
Oh, yes. Now, oftentimes we
I don't know if that's true or not.
So I hear.
But then the trouble with goldfish, you got to change the water.
Yeah.
And sometimes you accidentally dump the fish out and they go down the drain.
I think every time we changed the water, we lost the fish.
What do you do with the dead fish? Put them in the toilet?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think that's what you do.
You know, how about hamsters?
Well, we didn't have any hamsters ever. We had turtles.
Had turtles?
Yes, we did get turtles.
Yeah.
I remember picking the turtle up, once.
The little ones?
Looked at it, put it back down. That was my brother's thing.
Brother had
I
turtles.
wasn't into turtles.
Those little tiny turtles.
But
They
we
never
got 'em.
grew up.
No,
Hey, at Easter time, did you get chicks?
never.
Oh.
Chicks didn't even exist in my life.
Well, at Easter, we used to get chicks.
Wow.
My parents loved me.
Now, what did you do with the chicks? How'd you keep them?
Well, you get a small brown bag of something. You go wherever you bought the chicken.
Chick feed.
They also, chick feed. You put them in a cardboard box with paper.
Oh, okay.
Paper on the bottom. And you had this little, this food. It's almost powdered kind of food. And you'd feed it to the chick.
How long did you ever have a chick for? How long? Did
A
you
few
say?
weeks.
And then
I don't know.
they
I'll just
mysteriously
lose
just
interest,
appeared.
and the parents take them away, so you don't have to think about them anymore.
Maybe you should ask Buster what happened to the chicks.
Chicks, they never, grew up to. But it was nice at Easter to have chicks, baby chicks.
No, we never did. In my house, that was nice. You
never did
That was
that?
nice.
You never had hamsters?
No.
Boy, you were deprived as a child.
Yeah, we didn't.
You did have goldfish, though.
Yes.
How about a bird, a parakeet?
Never had a bird.
Well, as an adult, you had a parakeet.
Yes, we did.
And we had parakeets. And we had a parakeet and cat at the same time.
Yeah, well, they seemed to coexist, didn't they?
Well,
They were all right.
part of the time. But I remember one time we had a parakeet and a cat, and there was screeching in the room, and we ran in, and the cat had the parakeet in its mouth.
Oh dear.
And our daughter Carol whacked the cat, yelled at the cat,
She's so
and
sharp.
whacked the cat.
Yeah,
Bam!
just knew what to do.
It was a hard whack. But the cat let go of the parakeet, and the cat survived. I mean, the parakeet
I
survived.
survived.
Yeah. But they don't always survive. We had a parakeet, and Marianne and I went on a trip.
Yes.
And this is very risky. When you have teenage kids, don't go on a trip. No matter what kind of angels you have at home, no matter how darling and no matter how responsible and mature and your kids have the highest of integrity, don't go on a trip and leave the teenage kids home alone.
Not unless you bring the bird with you.
Don't do it. Well, I heard this story. We went on a trip, we came back, and everything appeared fine. Years later, as the teenage kids are adults, they said, Dad, we got a funny story to tell you. Remember when Mom and you went on a trip and you came back? Did you notice anything different about the bird? Did you notice anything different? The color might have been different or something? No. Well, we got you a new bird because while you were away,
Something happened.
your bird died.
The bird died during the party. There was a party and the bird died.
Yeah.
But we didn't hear that, all in one piece.
Oh, we did that twice. We didn't learn the first time. We went away 2 times and let the teenagers. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, that was that.
You know, I accidentally killed a parakeet once.
No. That's
Yes.
tragic. How old were you now?
How old when I accidentally
Yeah,
killed
when
the
you
accidentally
accidentally did that.
I was in high school.
Oh,
I might have
dear.
been 14 or 15. We had a parakeet, my mother's parakeet.
Mm-hmm.
And she called it Pretty Boy, and it would come on her finger, and she'd go, Pretty Boy.
Oh, she loved
Pretty
that
Boy.
parakeet.
She loved the parakeet.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let it loose in the house.
Okay.
And it would sometimes land on the door. We kept the door open, you know, you open the door, and on top of the door,
Okay.
the parakeet
Well,
would
land there.
be up there sometimes.
I can see it.
And you know what happened?
I'm guessing, but go ahead.
I closed the door, and the parakeet got squashed in the door jamb.
So did you run out and get another parakeet?
No,
Never tell.
no, my mom was there.
She was
we
there,
all
she
knew
know.
it. I was the murderer.
Oh.
But she forgave me.
Well, that
She
is
was nice
so
that way. She
tragic.
forgave me. And then she got another one, another bird, and trained it all over again.
Well, I was working with a lady teaching nursery school, and she thought it would be good to buy a bird at the store and put it in a cage, and the next morning when all the nursery schoolers arrived, she would unveil the surprise bird.
A bird, boys
we
and
would all
girls,
get to
look, a bird.
Look in the cage and see the bird and see how it operates and so on. Well, the next morning, oh, you're blinking over there, does that matter? The next morning, we took the cover off, and the bird lay on the bottom, feet up.
And you gave a lesson on
Hard,
death.
and we gave
I think that there's something wrong with the camera.
Yes, the,
We might
the
be out of
light's
tape.
blinking, so maybe
I'm gonna look at
maybe we
that.
better check it out.
I think it's just warning.
It's a warning that we only have 2 minutes.
Well,
So anyway, she
talk fast.
She took the cover off the bird cage, and there was the bird.
A dead
Rigor
bird.
mortis had set in with its little feet up, and all the kids
Had to
looking at
watch
it.
the bird.
So
Oh,
she
look,
said,
there's
well,
a dead bird.
She picked it up, and she let everybody handle it, and that's how a dead bird feels.
Well, that camera's blinking.
You
But
are diverted.
So this woman, you were having a nursery school together, so you showed the kids the dead bird.
Yes.
And it was a lesson on death.
Yeah.
Yes. Well.
Maybe we'll tell that story another day.
I don't know. That's making me. That's blinking over there. Now,
the
did they? Did you bury the bird?
No.
What'd you do with it?
She covered it back up again, put it back on where she took it down from. I guess she handled
Is
that
it-
on
is
her
it
own.
still there?
afterwards. No, this was so many years ago, many. So it was a quick lesson in something.
Well, I'm worried about the camera.
We don't know why, but there's a blinking red light.
Well,
Maybe it's
now
gonna
you
tell us
noticed
time's almost
we'd had no topic ahead of time,
up. Yeah.
and I said, let's talk about animals.
Yes, it did.
Now that was real talk about animals with no preparation, no props, no memorized lines or anything. Now next time you have a bunch of stuff there, right?
Suggestions to myself.
Well, next show we can do that. It can be
We'll
prepared. It can be
compare it.
very stale and structured, and we'll do that show.
That sounds great.
That'll be fun.
Can't wait till next time.
Okay, I'm worried. That's blinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if it always blinks when it's near the end.
Well, see, now we'll
Oh,
find
let's
out.
let's just stop. I'm too
Bye,
nervous.
everybody. We'll see you
Goodbye.
next time.
Goodbye.